Welcome aboard.
Activate, all aboard. We got Dr. Stangem and John in the house on March 30th, 2023 on a Thursday. Thirsty Turtle is what we call it in the South. Thirsty Turtle. Pop one open. Let's drink one.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's drink one. Yeah, market today was pretty much spot on. Pretty much spot on.
Dipping to buy, that's what they called it. Dipping to buy. Let's look at the charts. Let's start with our favorites. Start with this yearly. Let's see where we're at on the yearly. I marked off some things on this chart. We are still above this big price right here, holding 200, grinding up. And guess where we're at? We are at what we called, I think earlier last week. What we called right here. Bam. Why right here? Because we're going into the month. We're going into next month and we're going to be above this. I can't believe this. Above this right here where it should be. Because what happened? Let's see what happened. We had a high-low halfback held right here. Remember we said that if we trick damn dog.
Man, do you ever pet that damn dog?
That dog is
you
upset.
Never pay that dog any attention. Damn.
When we said that we get above, bam, 12, which was our favorite number, from high to low, we got above 12, we were going to take off. And look at us go. That was yesterday's move. The fact that we were breaking out above high and low. So this was our high.
Yeah, we've had a breakout 2 days.
Well, broke out into more reports, more tomorrow's core CPI.
If you set up. We were above area 51.
Yep, we
2 days.
Yep,
2 days.
2 days. Asia took it off, came back down today, and bounced right on there, right into noon or 1300 candle. We went down there and bounced. We kind of had a setup during the day what it was going to do. Now, was it going to continue to go down? We were not that, going into reporting until Friday. They're probably trying to take
I wasn't expecting it to go all the way down, but it hit right in the middle where I said it was going, between the two area 51s.
Let's look at the 30 minutes, see how it looked today. So
dead nuts in the middle.
Let's look at this chart. I mean, you can see it at the open that they were trying to trap the longs. Now you got London open down here. You got 7 a.m. candle into the report. Boom, they throw it up. They wick it back down, sweep the low of it, and then try and make it look like it's a long. And then boom, they start selling. They start selling in these candles right here. And then after
what did we have? We had a low, we had a high, we had a half back right here.
Completely failed. And you got the New
84. That's where I was in at 84.
And if you got the New York range, you literally saw a sell all the way down. If you were on a small time frame, I think I pointed out, you had all these sells. Every pop was a sell. They sold the pops. Right here was the last sell I took was here. Now I took it down to this price. No, I took this down and then I covered with London's close range down here. What they keep doing is popping it up and then selling it, popping it up and selling, catching all the buyers. So when they ain't getting enough buyers, what do? They run it back up to play the play again and then do it again. So right now they got heavy on the sell side, and like I said, we did 50% from Asia. So take the 50%. Let's get rid of this. Get rid of this. All they do was take advantage of selling. When there's not enough buyers, they're gonna boost it back up, and then try to get the buyers in it. We're going into the end of the month, and look how right here.
Oh, half back.
And remember, it looked like a sell, but they were tricking people into thinking that so they could boost it back up and then held half back. I thought it was going to hold here and then come back up. I thought this would start flipping, but they did it in time. So literally, they waited for 1300, swept the low of it, came back up, did the high. So this is 1300 candle right here. High, low, swept it right here. Boom.
Held area 51.
Held and went the opposite direction.
And then went the opposite direction, which I texted you, John. I said this was my target down in here, in between.
Yeah,
Dead nuts
that's
middle.
literally what we had as target to go down.
Dead nuts middle.
And it just right here, they're just moving it up. And I think tomorrow we'll probably get that. But the thing with tomorrow is after the report, we'll see a move up or down.
We got 3 days. Hang on a minute. We got 3 days. They haven't gap closed yet. And they gapped over a gap they couldn't fucking close.
And they're doing this like into Asia and London. So it's literally moving. Right now we're at the high of Asia 151. So if it keeps on going, don't try to trade against this, because I think yesterday was the only day that we stood against we stood inside the range and we were at the low side, so it became a buy and they bought it up.
Stangem line.
Yep. And then it took off.
Stangem line.
Right here is kind of going to see these highs again. So
it's
kind of hard.
I mean, we know New York ain't going to down buy the highs, right?
No,
they're going to take a little profit. Where are they going to take profit to?
And the thing with that open is the options. The options were a problem. So as you see it, you know, when London closed, it was able to come down to where they wanted it. And then when it got down here,
had to get there.
People got heavy short, and they were like, "Oh no, we're going to drag it back up," and then everybody went the opposite direction.
But it had to get there. It had to fix itself because price is out of bounds.
Yeah, and the fact that they sold this candle like this, I said, "Oh, it's bad. These candles are bad like this." Now, if it were just trend down nicely, you will see this just roll down. But the fact that they did this big candle, I said it's got to pull back up, because you got to think when it does it on a small time frame. Like if you go on a 5-minute, right? And you see a candle like that, you see candles like this, that's not right. Why? Because now that's 5, 10, 15. What is it doing? Got to go back to halfback. Then it catches everybody trying to go long. But it did it too fast.
This move right here, I've got marked. That move right there is hard. There's no play in this move.
Well, the reason I
there
took
is
that
no
as a
play in
sell,
this move because
the reason you take that as a sell is because of the range. So like if you take the range of 1300 candle right here, we went at the high. So this is the high 1300 candle right here. So when it hits that high, it shouldn't go past that high. This is just into the close. And as you see, they did it after 1500. So even though this is the range when it closes, this is actually like options closing out. So even though people were selling this is options still closing out. So it's not this, you can't take as a valid move to the high side, because we left a lot of things.
Well, options stop 15 minutes after close.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, that you have if price is going up to their stops, they're getting out their plays. If they're selling, because they're selling to close the gap. And then if you see it on a 2-hour, it literally is doing like a sweep of the highs and then rolling over. So when it swept this high, it's damn near close to this high.
Go back to your 5-minute chart or your 15-minute chart. What is this? A 15-minute chart?
Yeah.
This play right here is hard. This play is invalid.
That's
you cannot
hard.
get into this play right here. You might get
in
it here.
Take that play because
you ain't getting in here.
Line and everything.
Yeah, you're not getting that play.
No, that's really it's really the play was downward. And possibly like this was a scalp play. I shorted this right here, and I shorted this on the phone just to take this back, because you literally went 1, 2, 3 candles all the way up, and you didn't test no halfback. So you literally gonna have a test of halfback when they're selling up here. This is when they started selling, same price, about the same price they started selling when it was confirmed. Once we failed this low right here, this was it. But right here, into the close, this 1500 candle right here. See, we closed the range right here. This candle right here is literally outside the range. So you take this high, this starts moving outside range. There's nothing you can do about that. I don't trade past that 1500 candle because it should pull back into the range. As like right now, it's just covers. This is just covers going up. So
Yeah,
people are covering
range,
that.
range is where we stop. That's our
Yeah.
targets. That's our stops. We don't
Even if you took this long from the low,
chase.
from
We
the
don't chase.
downside,
We do not
and it's
chase.
hard to say that, oh, this is, if you train this on a 5 minute, once it flipped and got above 70, where it was halfback, you're literally looking for longs off halfback. So you
Yeah,
got
right
low,
here.
high, halfback right here. So you had a halfback, you wait for it, and I mean here is kind of risky because of the time, but that's the problem with time. And then boom, took out the highs. So you could see that it is doing that progression to the top side. Is it a good play to take? I'm not sure because sometimes this thing just flips around and goes the other direction. Remember, we are on the yearly, we are at the highs, and this is a high of the month because this is the beginning of the month right here, right? And this is the high, last high of the month. Look where we're at. We're back to the high.
Did we
And,
just sweep
the
it?
market is literally doing what we talked about from.
Did we not just sweep it?
Yeah, we just swept it, yeah. But we're
Yeah,
above it
I
now.
thought. Yeah, thought we just swept it.
We're above it right now, though. We're above
Mm-hmm.
that high.
To the moon. Guess we're
Into
going
the
way up
close, but
there.
we got a report tomorrow, and like I put it on this chart right here, like this chart right here, into this report and into the end of the month, as you see, this is the end of the month and it sold off. This is that report that's coming out tomorrow, and we're at the highs and they sold it off. Not necessarily saying that this is going to sell off completely like this, but we did go back to halfback in the coming days. Now here at the lows, you see as they came down from the lows from that day of the report, and they went back up to halfback. So right here, same thing. This is the end of the month. So this is the 31st, and after that, they made the move up. So anytime we were at the top side, this is the only time that we were at the end of the month, and they pushed forward. So, and this was the report day that's coming out tomorrow. So we're literally at the same price as this price, and that price. And we have no halfback that we touched. Now, can we go back and hit the same halfback as today? Yes, but that'll put us back at the halfback of that 2-hour candle that I put a chart about. They are selling that high. They could go down there, and literally London will take it down to London's close, which is literally at that price.
So what are we looking like right here on the daily? I mean, we going to the moon or what?
We could. I mean, you got to play for where it is right now. But with that report coming out tomorrow, I'm sure until
You
Friday.
buying the highs? That's
These,
what I'm asking. You buying the highs right now?
these are literally all sells on a Friday. So this is a Friday. This is the only day I wasn't a Friday. This is a Friday. This is a Friday. And tomorrow's coming in is a Friday. And we're at the highs. And we're going back to an area where we haven't touched the halfbacks. So if you literally take the high and low, halfback is like right here at 23.
So what are you doing? You buying the highs or what? You waiting or what? That's what I'm asking.
This thing's gonna be a sell up here. I don't think this is gonna be.
Just a plain ass sell?
Nah, I think we're pulling back to a halfback of.
Well, I mean that. Yeah. When we say sell, because we're intraday traders, when we say sell, that's pullback.
We're gonna pull
It's
back.
never a real sell
The
off
mark is
because
always a buy.
we can't
But
catch the sell off. So
look, we're gonna probably pull back into the 70 area, which is the same price as the halfback of today, until midnight. I feel like we're gonna go up, they're gonna sell the highs, and then we're gonna pull back into that price. And then London is literally at London's close where they can't sell. We get a move up, and then New York sells down. So possibly that scenario until
what time's
Friday.
report tomorrow?
Huh?
What time's report tomorrow?
They have at 8:30, I think the report is.
8:30 your time, 7:30 Central.
8:30. So do not be in the play at that time.
I'll be at the day job.
If we're at the lows, it's possibly going to make a run for the highs. Now, it depends on what London does. If London's at the highs, they're probably going to sell it. If London's at the lows, they're probably going to buy it. So it all depends on where London's at.
Consolidate.
Yeah.
And
we
let
could
New
consolidate all
York
night
do
too.
the pop.
Because of where we're at, it could consolidate. And if it consolidates, we're probably going to see a run into London Open. So if it consolidates sideways, it's going to run from London Open all the way to the highs. So if we get a run all the way up there, we could go back. We saw this halfback close to this halfback today. Oh, there. We kind of saw that halfback today. We saw the halfback on the monthly today, which was literally at the open. We could go see this halfback of this candle, and then we could possibly make a run for this halfback, which lines up with our range right there. Just about there. So we get a run at this halfback. I think we could possibly make a run up there. It's not that far from there. It's 31.32. There is nothing in his way to get up here. So it's literally, if it gets above the high of today, I mean the high of this candle right here, which we're literally closing above, we could literally make a run up there. If we go sideways. If we don't go sideways, then we're looking for a pullback into today's halfback, and then a move up into London's close. It's depending on what Asia wants to do. And remember, for the last 2 days, it's been running up. It's running up into earnings. It's running up into the 31st. Asia's been moving it. London's been moving it. It could be the same scenario. Look, this is London. London bought it, started moving it up, right? This is last night.
On the yearly. You're showing us the yearly.
Oh, sorry, wrong chart. Where did I go? There it goes. Right here. London bought it. Boom. All the way up. Last night, dipped down. London bought it all the way up. Now we're back at the high of 151, though. So today of Asia, today I'm not sure if that scenario is just, it could pull back all the way down here. We could literally have this into midnight right there. And that's how it looks like. That'll be our halfback. High, low, halfback. We hold right here. We're going to possibly look at London buying it up and taking it to the highs.
Into New York, well, news or New York Open.
Yeah, into that report. And then, you know, how giddy they want to get it into the beginning of the month. Yeah, they could just boost this up, because on the yearly, every time they have these reports, they boost them to the highs and then they start selling them back. So if you look at this chart where all these reports are at, look, the report was here. It dips down though into this report, and this is the 31st. So this is the end of the month. Look how we went above. This could still be a possibility to go up here. We've been talking about this big move up, and it looks like they could still do it. I mean, we've been saying this forever, and the direction's still up, Dobbs. So
yeah, it is. It is. I'm not saying it's not.
All right, so that's about it, Dobbs. That covers everything. Tomorrow's that report. Just be mindful. Do not be trading during that time. Play for what London does. If we're above London and midnight price, it's probably going to run into a report. If we're below it, go with the move from London into the report. They could sell it and then New York buy it up.
Oh man, I ain't even got the screen up.
All right, Dobbs.
Knowing where price is headed is our edge. We know how the market moves. If you don't know, don't believe us, come check us out. We'll show you how, because we do it every single day, same time, same place. The risk of loss in trading securities, options, futures, forex, and commodities can be substantial and are not suitable for all investors. You must consider all relevant risk factors, including your own personal financial situation before trading. Do not risk money you cannot afford to lose, guys. That's why we trade the prop firms. You assume the risk of any and all financial investments you make. That's about it, ain't it?
'Cause so many time passed by. Don't know why I'm losing my mind. Ego was so strong inside. At this point I just lived a lie. I just lived a lie.
Area
Wish
51.
I could tell you why. Wish I could feel you again, but I know it's too late, and I know you're away. There's a chance to apologize. Nah, nah, nah.
Going to the other side.
Just a goodbye, forever and ever. You never
Kiss it
come
goodbye.
back. Just a goodbye, forever goodbye. I sit in my ride, think about you. Drive through the night, I got nothing to lose. Strobe city lights, they can tell me the truth. Tell me what I should do. So many time passed by. I saw you last time. This is my last ride. I wish we're gonna see us on the other side.
Other side.
This is my last ride.
Area 151.